Recording.
Alright, so when No Child Left Behind Act took effect in 2002, what were your initial feelings about it?
Well, initially I was very excited and very happy because I thought that there might be more resources coming to schools that educated traditionally more difficult to educate students. I was hoping for that. I was excited about there being a test that everybody would take, that we could see that yes, we're doing as good a work as people who are teaching in schools catering to the middle class and the wealthy population. So initially I thought, okay, this is great. This is what we need. Some more federal dollars in education, and I'll be able to do more for my kids.
Gotcha. Thanks. Alright, great. Over the last 10 years that the bill has been in place, what type of changes have you seen over the last 10 years since?
Well, here at this school, like everywhere else in the nation, suddenly the powers that be, from the federal level, from the state level, and from the local school board level, all wanted student test scores to go up all the time. And it didn't matter how many students were suspended. It didn't matter how students, if they liked school, if they ever read a book outside of school, as long as they did well on the test, then everybody was happy and said, oh, you're doing so great, you're so wonderful. And so that message apparently is heard not just by George Cox School, but by every school in this parish, every school in this state, and every school in this nation, because everybody says the same thing, that it's all just about the testing and nothing else matters. I once told someone that if I took children and sent them to the guillotine, cut their heads off, put them on a stick, and put them outside of the school, the powers that be would come and say, too bad about those children out there, but hey, how about those test scores? So it's so ridiculous because it was only test scores. It wasn't like, oh, this is the most important thing. Nothing else mattered. And this is the way it continues to be. Nothing matters.
Wow.
It doesn't matter if there's a parent complaint about something. Nothing matters. If I do well on the test,
creativity,
I get called creativity. Art. Who cares? It's not on the test. It doesn't exist. So so art left, band left, fun things that you did. And in most schools, recess has been taken away. It's so stupid because recess is part of the whole developmental, especially in an elementary school. I mean, obviously in elementary school, it's part of the developmental experiences of a child that is very important. And then taking that away, but it's not tested. Recess is not on the test, therefore it's not important.
Alright, thanks. Alright, with some of the public schools not meeting the testing goals, some being 80,000 out of the 100,000 from what they're saying, of No Child Left Behind, some resources are being channeled to charter schools now. How is this affecting your school, or is it affecting your school in the Jefferson Parish?
Well, first to say, when schools, this is what the state did. They said, hey, you're doing great. You're getting a bonus. You're getting some extra resources. This is supposed to make us work harder. This is preposterous because it should be the extra money, extra resources should go to help the school be able to achieve the goals of No Child Left Behind. The problem with the state giving money to charter schools, because a large portion of our district budget comes from the state, is that there's less money to share with public schools. And as wonderful as a charter school may be, a charter school is not designed to be the all things to all children. A public school must be. We take children who have the most serious social emotional, psychological problems, and we take children who are
not discriminant. Basically, you can't decide who you get.
I cannot decide who comes.
Yeah.
Whoever lives in my district walks through the door. That child is my child, and I will be held accountable for that child's learning. That is not true with the charter schools. Now, that's not what the charter schools will tell you. They'll say, "Oh, we have to take everybody that comes and wants our my big foot."
Yeah, except for Lesher House, you have to test in.
Yes,
right?
Well, there's some like that. But even the others that say they take anybody, they take anybody, but with some caveats. And you can ask anybody at the charter schools if they ever invite people to leave, and they will all tell you that not the administration of the school or the owner of the charter, but in reality that is what is happening, because we know, because we talk to people that we've been friends with our whole life, and they tell you the truth of what's going on at charter.
Do you think it's a good strategy that charter schools have steered away from teaching the test? And do you think that charter schools are a viable solution to failing public schools?
No, I do not think they're a viable solution to failing public schools, because if we are going to have a democracy that was envisioned by the founding fathers, and democracy that allows every child equal educational opportunity, then having specialty schools where certain people can go is as detrimental to the democracy. It's like building a fence around a subdivision to make sure that nobody not rich enough can get in. Now, right now, the charter schools are mostly, not saying you have to be rich, but they're saying you have to be something, and you have to fit in. You have to want this. You have to commit to
fit their standards.
Right, exactly. And that's not the democracy. Democracy means everybody. So if a charter school accepted everybody in a certain boundary, period, and they took everybody, then they would be potentially a model that could be looked after. So sure, of course, with more resources or with a specific population, of course you can do better. But the problem is that the democracy demands that we take every child and provide him with an equal educational opportunity. That's the idea, that's the principle, that's the goal that we were all going after for a long time. Now, what's going on now, I don't see it as fostering that objective.
Gotcha.
So,
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was awesome.